Welcome to Chapter 0 with us. Wuthering Heights by Emily Brontë, 1847. A complete and detailed summary. Part 1, The Frame Narrative, Lockwood's Discovery, 1801. In the winter of 1801, a wealthy gentleman named Mr. Lockwood rents Thrushcross Grange in the remote Yorkshire moors. He seeks solitude after an embarrassing romantic failure in London. His landlord is a dark, surly man named Heathcliff who lives for miles away at Wuthering Heights, a bleak farmhouse battered by wind and rain. Lockwood visits Wuthering Heights twice. On his first visit, he is met with hostility. The inhabitants are Heathcliff, Cathy, a beautiful young widow of 17, Catherine Earnshaw, a muscular, illiterate young man of about 23 who is treated like a servant, and Joseph, an elderly, vitriolic Calvinist servant who speaks in a thick Yorkshire dialect and constantly condemns everyone to hell. The atmosphere is one of barely contained violence. Dogs attack Lockwood. Heathcliff barely tolerates him. Cathy is cold. Hareton is awkward and defensive. Caught in a snowstorm during his second visit, Lockwood must stay the night. Zillah, the housekeeper, leads him to a small, unused chamber with an oak-panelled bed. On the ledge, he finds books belonging to Catherine Earnshaw. The name Catherine Earnshaw, Catherine Heathcliff, and Catherine Linton is scratched into the paint over and over. He falls asleep reading Catherine's diary entries in the margins of a Bible. He dreams. First, he hears Joseph leading a man named Jabs Branderham in an endless sermon. Then, he dreams that a fir branch is tapping at the window. When he breaks the glass to stop it, he grasps a small, icy hand. A child's voice sobs, "Let me in, let me in. I'm come home, I'd lost my way on the moor. It's 20 years. The child gives her name as Catherine Linton. Horrified, Lockwood rubs the wrist on the broken glass until blood runs, but the child won't let go. His screams bring Heathcliff. Heathcliff rushes in, furious, then realizes which room Lockwood is in. He orders Lockwood out. Once alone, Heathcliff throws open the window, sobs, and cries into the storm, "Come in! Come in! Cathy, do come! Oh, do, once more! Oh, my heart's darling! Hear me this time, Catherine, at last!" Lockwood watches, shaken. Heathcliff shows no shame for this raw display of grief. The next morning, Lockwood returns to Thrushcross Grange through snowdrifts. He is ill for 4 weeks. During his convalescence, he asks his housekeeper, Ellen Nellie Dean, to tell him the story of the people at Wuthering Heights. Nellie, 42, has lived there most of her life. She grew up with Hindley and Catherine Earnshaw, served Catherine at the Grange, and now cares for young Cathy. She becomes the primary narrator. Lockwood records her tale in his diary, occasionally adding his own observations. This double narration creates distance and questions reliability. Part 2, First Generation, Childhood, Betrayal, and Loss, 1771 to 1784. Nellie's story begins 30 years earlier. The Earnshaw family lives at Wuthering Heights, Mr. and Mrs. Earnshaw, their son Hindley, 14, and daughter Catherine, 6. Nellie is the daughter of a servant and plays with the children. One summer, Mr. Earnshaw travels 60 miles to Liverpool on business. He returns with a gift for each child, but says the best gift was lost. He reveals a filthy, ragged, dark-skinned boy he found starving on the streets. The boy speaks only gibberish. Mr. Earnshaw names him Heathcliff, after a son who died in infancy. He intends to raise him as his own. The household reacts with revulsion. Mrs. Earnshaw is ready to throw him out. Hindley instantly hates him, seeing him as a usurper. Only Catherine befriends him. Mr. Earnshaw grows to prefer Heathcliff over Hindley because Heathcliff is quiet, obedient, and endures Hindley's beatings without complaint. Hindley is sent to college to get him away from Heathcliff. Catherine and Heathcliff become inseparable. They are wild children of the moors. They run barefoot, defy punishment, and create their own world. Nellie says, the greatest punishment we could invent for Catherine was to keep her separate from Heathcliff. They share a soul. Mrs. Earnshaw dies within 2 years of Heathcliff's arrival. When Catherine is 11 and Heathcliff 12, Mr. Earnshaw dies. Hindley returns for the funeral, now 20, with a wife, Frances. He has inherited Wuthering Heights. Immediately, he takes revenge. He reduces Heathcliff to a farm labourer, stops his education, and forces him to work in the fields and sleep with the servants. Frances is frightened of Heathcliff's goblin eyes. Hindley and Frances treat Heathcliff with systematic cruelty, but Catherine remains loyal. She teaches Heathcliff what she learns, and they comfort each other by escaping to the moors. One night, Catherine and Heathcliff run to Thrushcross Grange to see how the Linton children live. Edgar, 13, and Isabella, 11, are arguing over a lapdog in a warm, carpeted drawing room. They spot the intruders. The Linton's bulldog, Skulker, catches Catherine's ankle. She is taken into the Grange to recover. Heathcliff is cast out as a thief and gypsy. Catherine stays at the Grange 5 weeks. Mrs. Linton civilizes her. When she returns to the Heights at Christmas, she is changed. She wears a fine dress, her hair is curled, and she is a lady. She laughs when she sees Heathcliff dirty from the fields. He is humiliated. He tries to be clean and presentable to please her, but Hindley throws him out of the room. Heathcliff vows revenge on Hindley. He tells Nellie, "I'm trying to settle how I shall pay Hindley back. I don't care how long I wait, if I can only do it at last." Frances gives birth to Hareton, but dies of consumption a few months later. Hindley disintegrates. He drinks, gambles, and becomes violently abusive. Wuthering Heights falls into chaos. Heathcliff and Catherine grow closer in rebellion, but Catherine also begins spending time with Edgar Linton, who now rides over from the Grange to court her. Edgar is gentle, wealthy, fair, and educated, everything Heathcliff is not. In March 1778, Hindley tries to kill Heathcliff with a knife in a drunken rage. Heathcliff nearly kills Hindley with a rock. Catherine is caught between them. Later that month, Edgar proposes. Catherine confides in Nellie while Heathcliff secretly listens behind the bench. This is the pivotal scene. Catherine says, "If I marry Edgar, I can aid Heathcliff to rise and place him out of my brother's power." Nellie asks if she loves Edgar. Catherine says, "He is handsome and pleasant to be with, and he loves me, and he will be rich, and I shall like to be the greatest woman of the neighborhood." Nellie presses, "Do you love him?" Catherine answers, "I love the ground under his feet, and the air over his head, and everything he touches." "But, Nellie, I am Heathcliff. He's always in my mind, not as a pleasure, any more than I am always a pleasure to myself, but as my own being. So don't talk of our separation again, it is impracticable." Then she delivers the fatal line, "It would degrade me to marry Heathcliff now, so he shall never know how I love him, and that, not because he's handsome, Nellie, but because he's more myself than I am." Heathcliff hears only, "It would degrade me to marry Heathcliff now." He leaves silently. He disappears that night. No one sees him go. Catherine waits, grows ill with grief, but eventually marries Edgar in 1783 and moves to Thrushcross Grange. She is 19. Part 3, Heathcliff's Return and First Wave of Revenge, 1784 to 1784. 3 years pass. Catherine and Edgar are happy, though her spirits are too strong for the Grange's quiet life. In September 1784, Heathcliff returns. He is transformed. He is now 23, tall, athletic, dark, and dressed like a gentleman. His manners are improved, his speech educated. He has money. Where he was, no one knows. Liverpool, the army, gambling in America are rumored. He calls on the Grange. Catherine is ecstatic. Edgar is alarmed but polite. Heathcliff immediately visits Wuthering Heights. Hindley is now a wreck, alcoholic, gambling, in debt. Heathcliff lends him money, encourages his drinking, and wins at cards. He becomes Hindley's tenant, living at the Heights. His goal is clear: destroy Hindley and stay near Catherine. Heathcliff's presence destabilizes Catherine. She is torn between her husband and her soulmate. Edgar forbids Heathcliff the house after a violent argument. Catherine is furious. She locks herself in her room for 3 days, refuses food, and pounds her head against the bed until she bleeds. She enters a brain fever. She is pregnant. While Catherine is ill, Heathcliff begins courting Isabella Linton, 18. Isabella is romantic and ignores Catherine's warnings. Catherine tells her he's a fierce, pitiless, wolfish man. I'd never put him in your way. Isabella elopes with Heathcliff. They marry and live at Wuthering Heights. Marriage to Heathcliff is hell. On their arrival, he hangs Isabella's dog. He tells Nellie he married Isabella only to inherit her property and to torture Edgar. He is openly brutal. Isabella writes to Nellie, "Is Mr. Heathcliff a man? If so, is he mad? And if not, is he a devil? I can't tell." Hindley, drunk, tries to murder Heathcliff and fails. Heathcliff beats him and takes further mortgages on the Heights. Catherine's condition worsens. She is delirious. She believes she is a child again at Wuthering Heights. She pulls feathers from her pillow, thinking they are birds. She begs for the window to be opened. "I'm sure I should be myself were I once among the heather on those hills." She says, "I wish I were a girl again, half savage and hardy, and free." Heathcliff forces his way into the Grange despite Edgar. He and Catherine have their final meeting. It is violent in its passion. She says, "You and Edgar have broken my heart, Heathcliff. You have killed me, and thriven on it, I think." He begs, "Why did you betray your own heart, Cathy? I have not one word of comfort. You deserve this. You have killed yourself." They cling together. He says, "I wish I could hold you till we were both dead." She answers, "I shall not be at peace." Edgar enters. Heathcliff leaves. 2 hours later, at 2 a.m., Catherine dies after giving birth to Cathy Linton. Edgar is broken. Heathcliff is told at the Heights. He disappears onto the moors. Nellie finds him the next morning, dashed his head against a tree, howling like a savage. He begs Catherine's ghost, "Catherine Earnshaw, may you not rest as long as I am living. You said I killed you, haunt me then. Be with me always, take any form, drive me mad. Only do not leave me in this abyss, where I cannot find you." Hindley dies 6 months later, aged 27. Heathcliff now owns Wuthering Heights. He takes revenge on Hindley by taking custody of Hareton, now 7. He raises Hareton as Hindley raised him: no education, farm work, brutality, degradation. Hareton grows up strong and loyal to Heathcliff, though Heathcliff despises him as Hindley's son. Isabella escapes to London and gives birth to Linton Heathcliff. She dies 12 years later, 1797. Part 4, Second Generation, Cathy, Linton, and Hareton, 1797 to 1801. Edgar raises Cathy Linton at the Grange. She is sheltered, never told of Wuthering Heights. She is 13 when Nellie tells her story. Cathy is spirited, kind, and curious, with her mother's dark eyes but her father's fair skin. Linton Heathcliff is brought to the Grange after Isabella dies, but Heathcliff claims him. Linton, 12, is weak, whining, and terrified of his father. He is sent to the Heights. On Cathy's 16th birthday, 1800, she and Nellie walk to the moors. They meet Heathcliff, who manipulates a meeting between Cathy and Linton. Linton is coached to act like a romantic invalid. Cathy pities him. Secret letters and meetings follow. Heathcliff's plan: marry Cathy to Linton. Then, when Edgar dies, the Grange goes to Linton. When Linton dies, as he surely will, Heathcliff inherits everything. Edgar is dying of the same fever that killed his parents. Heathcliff lures Nellie and Cathy to the Heights and locks them up. He forces Cathy to marry Linton, threatening to never let her see Edgar again. The marriage happens. Cathy escapes to see Edgar die. Edgar dies. Linton inherits the Grange. A month later, Linton dies. He was 17. Heathcliff is now master of both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. Cathy, 17, is a widow and prisoner at the Heights. Heathcliff makes her work, endure Joseph's abuse, and suffer Hareton's resentment. She is stripped of her books and money. This is the state of the household when Lockwood arrives in 1801. Part 5, Resolution, The End of Heathcliff and the Healing, 1801 to 1802. Lockwood leaves the area for 6 months. When he returns in September 1802, Nellie tells him the end. After Lockwood's departure, Heathcliff grows stranger. His revenge is complete, but he takes no pleasure in it. He is haunted. He tells Nellie he has had a change. I have lost the faculty of enjoying their destruction. He is obsessed with Catherine. He confesses that on the night Catherine was buried, he went to the kirkyard, bribed the sexton, and opened her coffin. He saw her face was still his. He has since arranged that when he dies, the sexton will remove the side of her coffin and his, so they can decompose together. He stops eating. He walks the moors all night. He sees Catherine's face in every cloud, every tree. He says, I have a single wish, and my whole being and faculties are yearning to gain it. One morning, Nellie finds him dead in Catherine's old chamber. The window is open, rain pouring in. He is on the bed, soaked, eyes open, with a lifelike gaze of exultation. He is 38. With Heathcliff dead, the curse lifts. Hareton and Cathy, left alone, slowly change. At first, Hareton is surly and hurt because Cathy mocked his illiteracy. But Cathy, lonely and grieving, finds Hareton trying to read in secret. She offers to teach him. He is ashamed, then grateful. He stops swearing. He protects her from Joseph. He gives her books. They fall in love. Their love is the opposite of Catherine and Heathcliff's. It is gentle, mutual, and constructive. It is based on education, respect, and forgiveness. Lockwood visits the graves before leaving. He sees 3 headstones: Catherine Earnshaw, 1765 to 1784, Edgar Linton, 1762 to 1801, Heathcliff, 1764 to 1802. The country people say Heathcliff walks with a woman. But Lockwood thinks, I lingered round them, under that benign sky, watched the moths fluttering among the heath and harebells, listened to the soft wind breathing through the grass, and wondered how anyone could ever imagine unquiet slumbers for the sleepers in that quiet earth. Cathy and Hareton plan to marry on New Year's Day, 1803. They will leave Wuthering Heights and live at Thrushcross Grange. The Heights will be shut up. The cycle of violence ends. The second generation chooses love over revenge, culture over raw nature, and forgiveness over obsession. Themes and analysis. 1. Doubles and repetition. The novel is structured in 2 generations that mirror each other. Catherine Heathcliff Edgar becomes Cathy Linton Hareton. The second generation resolves the conflicts of the first. Hareton is raised like Heathcliff but chooses differently. Cathy repeats her mother's choice between 2 men, but chooses the right one. 2. Nature versus civilization. Wuthering Heights equals storm, rocks, heath, passion, freedom, cruelty. Thrushcross Grange equals park, flowers, calm, order, social convention, repression. Catherine cannot live in either world wholly. Heathcliff is pure heights. Edgar is pure Grange. Cathy and Hareton unite them. They take the Grange but bring the strength of the Heights. 3. Lover's identity. Catherine's I am Heathcliff is not romance, it is metaphysics. They are the same soul. This is why their love is destructive. It cannot be contained by marriage or society. It must possess or destroy. Cathy and Hareton's love is separate cells choosing each other so it can grow. 4. Social class and revenge. Heathcliff is a foundling, possibly mixed race, coded as gypsies and Lascar. His degradation by Hindley is class violence. He uses the master's tools, property, law, marriage, to destroy the masters. But revenge hollows him out. 5. The Gothic, ghosts, dreams, confinement, and doubles create a Gothic atmosphere. The question of whether Catherine's ghost is real is never answered. The moors are a supernatural landscape, indifferent to human suffering. 6. Narration. Lockwood is an outsider, urban, male, unreliable. Nellie is an insider, servant, female, biased. She loves Catherine but disapproves of her. She hates Heathcliff but pities him. The double narration forces readers to question truth. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights remains shocking because it refuses moral simplicity. Heathcliff is a villain and a victim. Catherine is a heroine and a traitor to herself. Their love is the heart of the novel, but the novel does not endorse it. Instead, it shows its cost, and then shows a way out through the next generation. The ending is not a happy compromise, but a hard-won peace. The moors endure, and the wind still blows, but the human storm is over.